Hello here and welcome again to another edition of Husker Chat Live. Sean Callahan with HuskerOnline.com. Husker Chat Live brought to you again by Sandhills Global and powered by ABM. If you have equipment to sell it at auctiontime.com. This has been a lot of fun. As you know, Nebraska's added a ton of newcomers to this football team. We've had a chance over the last couple of weeks to catch up with several of them. We've heard now from quarterbacks Casey Thompson and Richard Torres. Now let's hear from that third quarterback Nebraska has brought in, quarterback Chubba Purdy from Florida State. Chubba, welcome to Husker Chat Live. It's great to have you, and welcome to Lincoln.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
Well, hey, let's talk about the path to Nebraska, because I'm sure about a month ago, this wasn't even on your radar as far as Nebraska and the opportunity here. But how did it all play out with Florida State, and then you ended up coming to Nebraska?
So I entered the portal, I guess, in November, beginning of November, and I wasn't really getting much looks at first. Teams were still in season and everything. So once I got the Nebraska offer after Whipple was here for like a month. So
you were being recruited by Mark Whipple at Pittsburgh. What did Mark Whipple at that time say he really liked about you? I'm sure there was kind of that connection with Phoenix. He's, I think, a Phoenix guy himself, and as are you. How much was that maybe an early kind of talking point between the two of you guys, just the commonality of Phoenix, Arizona?
Yes, sir. He's actually been recruiting me. He recruited me in high school going to Pitt, and we sort of created a relationship through that. And then once I hit the portal, Pitt was the first school to reach out to me. And so I talked to Coach Whipple, and they were the first school to offer me. So Coach Whipple, I've had a great relationship with him for about 3 years now. So that's where it all started.
And you were at Florida State the last 2 years, got hurt your freshman year, and still came in late that year on the COVID season. How tough was that? Because it did look, at least at one point of 2020, that you could have ended up been the guy there. And, the injury kind of was obviously a tough setback to go through early in your career.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I broke my collarbone in August, and I got surgery on it, and they were trying to get me to come back quick and play. So I kept getting infections on it. So I had to get another surgery, and I got 3 surgeries there. So, and I still played in the games. I played in 3 games, started in 1. So, I mean, it was tough my freshman year, but I'm super glad that's over with, and I'm ready to move on.
And this past year, I believe you played in the 1 game. When you went into the portal, was part of your thought to make sure you preserve that red shirt and were able to not play in more than 4 games this year?
That was sort of my thought process. Not really, because I knew if I didn't play in obviously more than 4 games, that I'd have my 4 years of eligibility. And I honestly really didn't even think of that. I was ready to move on, so I just hit the portal.
And now you're a 4-for-4 guy. I mean, with immediate eligibility. I mean, do you kind of look at it as a clean slate? I mean, you've had 2 years of Power 5 college football to learn and kind of study and understand the game, and you got 4 years of eligibility still.
Yes, sir. Exactly. I'm super excited about that. Like you said, I get to restart and just start from scratch, and I'm brand new again. So I'm fully healthy. So I'm super pumped up about that.
I want to go back. There's a picture on the internet from December when Mark Whipple was still at Pitt. And he technically, I think, interviewed for the Nebraska job, then had the in-home visit with you. Obviously, you had to have no idea any of that was going on, did you? I mean, there's no read at all about that whole situation.
Yeah, that situation was funny. He came over to my house, recruiting me to Pitt the whole entire night. And he was there for hours at my house with my family, and we were asking him questions and everything, and he was still recruiting me to Pitt the whole night. And by the time the next morning, right when I woke up about 8 or 9, he called me, and I answered it. And he was just talking to me for a little bit, and then he goes, "I just would like to let you know that I'm not going to be coaching at Pitt anymore." And I was just like, "You just recruited me last night to Pitt," and I thought it was funny. But that just shows you his loyalty, though, because how he could have told me that he was going to be taking the Nebraska job, or he interviewed for it, and he didn't talk anything about that. So he was recruiting me to Pitt knowing that he would leave the next day. So
So was that visit then like on a Monday night, I take it? Was that like Monday night when he came in your living room and then Tuesday basically told you the news?
Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure it was during the week. So
Well, when you talk to him about Pitt and like what he did with Kenny Pickett, I'm sure how impressed were you just with what Pitt did? You were in the ACC. I'm not sure. Did Florida State play Pitt last year at all?
yes, sir. My freshman year, we played them.
So you got a front row seat of kind of what he did. I mean, what did you like about what he showed with that Pitt offense this last year?
Oh man, I mean Kenny Pickett, compared to when he first got there till the past year, I mean he's grown just football knowledge and just his footwork and his eye progression and Coach Whipple's offense. I mean it's what I'm looking for and it's what I need. So just watching how Kenny Pickett grew in his system and Coach Whipple being there with him all those years, I really like that, and I'm really looking forward to it. So,
I think a question a lot of people have is how did Nebraska kind of present it to you that, hey, Casey Thompson's going to come here, but we still want you here as well. And this is the plan of how we're going to make this work. Because I feel like that is not easy to do in today's world of transfers and quarterbacks.
yes, sir. They told me when Casey committed, they told me that he committed and that they were going to take two. So I was really just thinking of my mindset, I mean, I still got 4 years, and I'm still coming in here to compete with him, Logan, all the quarterbacks. So, I mean, when they told me that, I was fine with it, and I was going to come in here and compete no matter what. And no matter wherever you go, you're going to have to compete with someone. So,
You've been in Lincoln less than 2 weeks. I mean, what are your thoughts of just the program, the culture, the quarterback room? I mean, what are your early impressions of kind of what you walked into? Because you really didn't get much of a chance to learn much about it until you just got here.
yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, I took my official almost 2 weeks ago, and I saw everything and it was snowy. I didn't really get to see how it would really look. Now, obviously, there's no snow and everything, but just really going through and walking through campus finally and going to some classes and everything and finally get to just really live that college life. I mean, because this is my first in-person class
Oh,
since I've
wow.
been in college. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. And the campus it's perfect size. It's not too big. It's not too small. So, I mean, everything in the city isn't also ginormous. So that's also a good thing as well. But everything about it right now, I love it. It's just football and school. And I'm just ready to get after it. And also the quarterbacks, we throw with each other a ton. We work with receivers and go through walkthroughs, and we're all getting along great. So,
When your brother Brock has obviously played, 2.5 hours away from here at Iowa State, finished his great career there. So, I mean, your family and yourself, I mean, how familiar are you with just the Midwest with your brother, all the years that he played down in Ames, Iowa?
yeah, we're super familiar with the Midwest. Obviously, my brother was there for 4 years, so I would go to his games at Iowa State. My parents, they went to a million games, so we love the Midwest. The people out here are super nice and approachable, and we're all about people, so that's a great thing. And I actually did a camp here, so I was sort of familiar with Lincoln in the Midwest.
Oh, so did you camp here under Coach Frost's staff then as a camper?
Yes, sir. I did it my sophomore year of high school, going into my junior year, so summertime.
And it was Coach Frost back then, or was it the previous staff?
It was Coach Frost.
Okay, so were you just kind of a guy trying to get on the radar? I mean, kind of no one really probably knew who Chubba Purdy was at that point.
Yeah, I didn't have any offers. My brother was still the guy at my high school, and it was me going in my junior year. So I was I was competing for the starting job and trying to make a name for myself. So I was doing camps, and I came here.
Well, we got a lot of questions here as we're talking with Chubba Purdy. You're watching Husker Chat Live, brought to you by Sandhills Global, powered by ABM. If you have equipment to sell at auctiontime.com. Before I get to the first question, any history to the name Chubba? Like, what is the backstory to Chubba? Is that your birth certificate name? Give us a little insight to the backstory of Chubba.
Yeah, that's funny. Everyone always asks me that. That's probably one of the first questions that people ask me when they meet me. And when I was 1 year old, I weighed 38 pounds. So my dad just started calling me Chubba. and it's not my real name. My real name's Preston. So that's
So
how it all went.
you get yelled at by your mom. I bet it's Preston, or is it?
Now my mom, she says, she just says Chubba Purdy, and I just know I'm in trouble. So
like when you're on the roll call sheet at UNL for classes, that it says Preston Purdy, or do you go with Chubba on everything?
At Florida State, my name for classes was still Preston, but I got to know the professors and they started calling me Chubba. And then here, I think it's Chubba. So
Sticking with it. All right. Well, let's get to these questions here. The first question, kind of a softball from Nate. What is the best meal that you've had so far at Nebraska?
I actually ate at what's that? It's like it starts with an L, like Leo Vici's or something like that. I think it's the name.
What kind of food?
I had I think wings there, or no, I had a chicken buffalo sandwich there, and it was pretty good. I forget the name of it. It's right by Tipsy Teen, like over by Tipsy Tina's. What's that?
Lead Bellies?
I don't know. It's got a weird name to it, but I ate there with my family, and the food was top notch. So,
got a question here, and obviously tough one to answer, but will you compete for QB1 in 2021 or 2022? What's your expectations right now?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come in and try to learn this playbook as fast as I can, and just can't wait for spring ball so I can compete and get to know everything. And for sure, I'm gonna come in here and try to compete with whoever.
Got another one here. What do you do best as a quarterback? Like if you were to break down your strengths?
Really like when the play's broken and nothing's there, I just scrambling around trying to make a play with my feet, or staying on the run and throwing it down, keeping my eyes downfield, and just making a big play happen with my arm as well.
Another question here. You got a great opportunity at Nebraska. Do you feel it right now? Do you see it yourself?
Yes, sir. I mean, the first day, my official visit, I was already thinking about coming here, and I just knew I had a great feeling here, and that's what the feeling I wanted. So, I mean, I ever since I've been here, I mean, I see a good opportunity for me. So,
What was Oklahoma was the other team that you had visited publicly that we knew about. What separated Nebraska from Oklahoma?
Oklahoma was awesome. Coach Levy and Coach Venables, they were top notch. I mean, they're great guys. They got good hearts, and I got a good relationship with Coach Levy as well. And just when I came here to Nebraska, like I said, like that first day, when you feel it, you feel it, and when you got it in your heart, you know that it's the spot to be in. And I truly felt that when I was here. So that's why I picked Nebraska.
All right, more questions here for Chubba Purdy. If you've got questions, put them in the chat function, and we'll try to get through as many as we can. As we've got 225 people watching live right now, so a lot of viewers here with Chubba Purdy as we're going through Husker Chat live. Have you started throwing to any receivers yet at Nebraska? What can we expect to see in the spring game?
Yes, sir. I have started throwing receivers. Like I said, I think about almost every other day we throw, if not every day. And I mean, the receivers are looking really good. We're obviously all learning a new playbook together, so we're going over plays and everything. And I've been throwing to the receivers a lot. So I mean, I'm super excited and just getting ready for that spring game. So that's what's on our mind.
Brett's got a question, and you may not know the answer, but what number are you hoping to wear or would like to wear at Nebraska?
Oh man, I've got this question asked a lot as well, and I really don't know what number I'm going to wear yet. I would like to wear like a single-digit number, change it up a little bit, and if not, maybe just wear 12 if I can. But I mean, whatever number I get, I mean, that's probably what I'll wear. And I'm living with Marquis Step.
Oh, okay. So, and he is 22, I think, or 32. I forget what number he is. But so you're living with Marquis Step right now. You guys living? They just kind of paired you with a guy that had some availability, or did you know?
Yeah. So I mean, it happened. It was a quick turnaround. So I committed, and I missed the first day of school, and then I came the next day. So I was scrambling, looking for somewhere to live real quick because I had classes and football and everything. So they sent me a whole bunch of guys that had houses and apartments and everything. But I don't have a car yet. So, I mean, I wanted somewhere I could be close to the facility so I could be walking distance. And so I'm living with him in an apartment.
You're getting used to Uber a lot right now for the time being.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I just Ubered here actually to do this interview.
All right, let's move on through. Seth wants to know, what is your biggest fear? Tough question. I mean, that could go a lot of different directions.
Yeah, that's a tough one to answer. But man, I mean, I really don't have a big fear. Honestly, I'm pretty excited just about everything because, like you said, anything can happen. So I mean, I don't really have one.
Kind of another off the wall one, but will crowd noise be an issue for you? I mean, what kind of crowd? Obviously, Tallahassee, Doak Walker Stadium. You saw some great crowd noise there. The last couple of years, I'm sure.
Yeah, crowd noise, no sir, that won't be an issue because when you're on the field and you're locked in, I mean, that's the last thing you care about is the crowd noise.
I'm curious. Mackenzie Milton is a guy that Coach Frost recruited at UCF. Have you and Coach Frost now talked about Mackenzie a little bit, and being at Florida State with him last year?
Yes, sir. The first day I saw Frost when I think I got here 2 days after I got here, I saw Coach Frost and we were talking about Mackenzie and how it was me being with him at Florida State. And me and Mackenzie have a great relationship. And Coach Frost, he had super great things to say about Mackenzie. And Mackenzie told me, I called Mackenzie, obviously, because he played for Coach Frost. And Mackenzie had great things to say about Coach Frost. So, I mean, me and Mackenzie we're boys, and I can call him whenever I want. He can call me whenever he wants. I mean, we have a great relationship.
Yeah. So when you were thinking about Nebraska, I'm sure that was a nice resource to have, just to have a guy that literally had his highest level of success playing for Coach Frost at Central Florida.
Oh man, I mean, right before I even got the offer, I was calling Mackenzie about it, and Mackenzie, he has helped me so much, and just with football, just with life and everything. I mean, he's a great guy, and he helped me make a decision, obviously. But he was with Coach Levy as well from Oklahoma, which he's the OC there. So he was recruited, or he played with both of those guys. So I was just asking him questions about both, and he was a great resource. And he talked to Coach Frost about me to help me get recruited by Nebraska. So he's helped me a ton.
Got kind of another off the wall one here. At the AFC Championship game yesterday, Pat Mahomes was wearing a jacket, but Burrow was still in short sleeves. Are you a put the jacket on the sideline guy, or manning up and doing short sleeves?
Oh man, that depends. If there's wind, I'll definitely probably be wearing a jacket. If there's no wind, then I could rock a short sleeve.
That was an interesting game too. I mean, those drives are so long on both those offenses. I mean, you're on the sideline, you could be waiting a half hour before you come back out there again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those drives were super long.
All right, we're moving through the questions here. Make sure we just don't get through some repeats here. Ronald wants to know, what part of your game do you want to work on? How much have you been able to help, talk with Coach Whipple a little bit since you've been here? And I think today was probably the first full day Mark Whipple's been in the office with recruiting now being done.
I've been with Coach Whipple quite a few times now, watching film and going over plays. I was with him yesterday. I was with him the day before. So I mean, I've been watching film with him for a couple times now. So, and it's been good.
Let's see. Mac wants to know, what do you think of the facilities here? You were originally a Louisville commit at one time. Your brothers played at Iowa State. You were at Florida State. You visited Oklahoma now. Now that you've been at Nebraska and kind of know what they're going to be doing in the future, what do you think of the facilities here so far?
Yeah, I mean, the facilities here, I mean, are super good already how they are. And I visited a lot of schools in high school for recruiting and everything. And I think it's funny that you guys think, like, I talk to kids here and like, yeah, these ones are getting old. And I'm just like, these aren't even old. Like, these are super nice and updated still. And the fact that we're going to be getting a new facility is just, it's beyond me. So.
Got a question from Tristan. What's your mindset going into games that are hyped up by the media? Do you read a lot of stuff? Do you read tweets, Facebook comments, Instagram comments? I mean, are you message boards? I mean, are you a guy that reads some of that stuff, or how do you kind of zone in on game week?
Oh yeah, I stay off social media. I'm barely even on it. I barely even post now. But I just don't even look at that stuff. I'm so focused on the game and my teammates, and that's all that I really focus on and care about for game week.
Ty wants to know, what is your early impression of the wide receiver room? Just some of the guys that you like. What jumps out to you?
Oh man, I'm like I said, the speed, the wide receivers. I mean, there's a lot of dudes out there that can run and they can move, and they've been catching everything. They got great hands, and their route running so far has been pretty good, and that's pretty amazing because we're installing a new playbook and they're running it at the right depths and they running just crisp routes. So, I mean, everyone to me right now has been standing out pretty well.
Yeah, what are the challenges of going into a new football team and just learning all the new players' names? And I mean, even not just the coaches, but like the support coaches and whatnot. I mean, it's got to be a little overwhelming when there's like 200 people involved in the program and you're trying to probably learn everybody right away in this first week or two.
Oh man, I mean, especially here in Nebraska. I mean, I think there's like 150 kids in the team.
Right.
So I mean, that's ginormous. But like you said, I mean, coming here as a new guy, trying to learn all these names, and you see new faces every day, and then you'll see the same face. And you're like, oh man, like I just met 30 people beforehand. Like I forget this guy's name, but I'm trying my best to learn all these names, and all these coaches' names and everything. But yeah, there's a ton of kids here and coaches here as well. So.
I was talking to one of the guys this week on this deal, and I think he said he studies the roster at Huskers.com and just looks at the pictures to try to memorize who everybody is, because it's not easy walking into a new situation and getting to know everybody on the fly.
Yeah, no, that's actually super smart. I'm actually going to do that now and look at the roster so I can see everyone's faces and everything. That's super smart. So I'll do that.
Parker wants to know, did you play other sports in high school? And what kind of speed do you have? I mean, if you had to kind of guess your 40 time, where it would be, where would you say your 40's at?
And yes, I did play. I played baseball in high school. I played freshman and sophomore year in high school, and then once I hit my junior year and senior year for high school, I was just like, I'm sticking to football. So I played baseball my whole entire life, so I really was just focused on football once I hit my junior and senior year. And my 40 time, I haven't been timed in a long time, but in high school, I ran I'd probably run like a 4.5 right now. So
can you run like the zone read and that type of stuff? I mean, is that in your arsenal as well?
Oh yeah, yes sir.
You ran a lot of zone. Florida State ran zone read, right?
Yes sir.
All right, here moving on. In high school, you and your brother both left the West Coast. I mean, was that kind of a deal where you just got attracted to bigger programs outside of the West? I mean, particularly even like Arizona State, and the California schools. I mean, what drove both you guys to leave the West to go elsewhere for college?
Yeah, I mean, me and my brother, we've lived in Arizona our whole entire lives. And we were just really just looking to go outside of Arizona and start a new journey and get a new environment and different scenery with everything. So, I mean, ever since we were little, me and my brother always wanted to go out of the state and play for another big time program. So,
got a question here from Mantrell. What are your team goals for Nebraska this year? I mean, obviously it's very early. You've been here about a week, but I mean, just when you kind of look at it big picture, I mean, what do you think? What do you think right now?
Yeah, team goals. Obviously, I like for everyone to be on the same page with the playbook and really just studying that and really being have a great chemistry with all the guys and really creating relationships this year, getting to know guys and just having that good team bonding. And so far, I've only been here for like a week and a half. I mean, everyone in the locker room has been great, and I've really enjoyed myself. So.
Got a question here that I think could relate to your family a little bit, but Nebraska's struggled to beat Iowa, and your brother obviously at Iowa State. I mean, do you already kind of go into this as Iowa in your mind like a rival, just because of watching your brother also play the Hawkeyes the last several years in Ames?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my brother, obviously he played Iowa. I mean, I would love to beat Iowa. That's a big one on the calendar that I'm looking forward to if I get to play in that game or when I'm here, get to play in them. So, I mean, that's a huge one, and I would love to beat those guys. So, and I like to do it for my brother. So
That's always kind of sticking him to not being able to get, because Iowa State had some really good teams with your brother, and that was just something that they didn't get to play. The year that Iowa went to the Fiesta Bowl, they didn't get to play Iowa.
yeah, they didn't get to play him that year, and I wish they would have. So, but yeah, my brother, I mean, he's upset he didn't beat them, but I mean, my brother, he's so good at like dropping things and moving on and not thinking about the past. So, I mean, he's focused on his East West Shrine Bowl game this week coming up. So,
I'm curious, your family down in Phoenix, I don't know if you know this, but there's a ton of Nebraska fans in Phoenix. Like big watch sites and watch bars all over. As your family, or you even realize like how many Nebraska fans actually live down in Phoenix too?
yeah, I've seen quite a few people, and I've met a lot of people in Arizona that is some way tied into Nebraska, and they got family that have gone to Nebraska, or they know someone that goes to Nebraska. So I mean, and one of my high school coaches is a huge Nebraska fan. So I mean, there's tons of Nebraska people everywhere in Phoenix.
Got a question from Aaron. Favorite class right now, and what are you studying?
My favorite class right now would probably be sociology that I'm taking. It's an online course. And then I was studying hospitality at Florida State because that's huge over in Florida. And but now I was gonna try and take hospitality here, but it's all the classes are in the morning, and that's when we got football and everything. So I switched it, and I think I'm just gonna do like human development and science.
Let's see here. How would you compare? Brett wants to know, kind of compare your game to Brock. I mean, are you similar, or are you guys way different as quarterbacks?
I mean, I can move. I'm a little more athletic than my brother. I can move. I'm way faster than him. He's got some mobility in him. He can move and shake people. But I don't really think we play similar. I think I play with more of a chip on my shoulder and try to make big things happen. Where my brother really plays like a pro style kind of quarterback, and just like I don't know, me and him just play totally different. I feel like so.
Are you and your brother pretty competitive? I mean, like, did you guys grow up? I mean, him being the older brother, did he always have the upper hand, or were there days when you were young that you could kind of go right with him?
Oh man, growing up, me and him compete in just everything. Like we'd be in the living room playing games, and my dad would throw us football, and like we try to like, catch the football, and it always ends up in a fight. Me and my brother are always going to bed crying, and my dad's he's laughing, and he loves it because I mean that's what like a dad wants. He wants his kids to be competitive, and me and my brother just we would fight every night. We get mad at each other, fist fights, and we literally did that all the way up until high school. Like we fought in high school too, actually. Ping pong games, like we'd play ping pong for hours, and we'd get in fights, and my parents would have to like watch us, make sure we're not freaking just on top of each other, killing each other. So,
Any holes in the wall in the Purdy house?
oh yes, for sure. And trying to throw balls around, hitting, breaking stuff, fighting, just everything.
You guys like golf together too, and other things like that, or?
No, it's actually funny. A lot of people have asked that if we golf, and I've only golfed once, and I don't even think my brother's golfed. So I mean, I really want to. This summer, I heard my teammates saying that they love the golf, so that's something I'd like to start to learn to do.
You said you were a baseball player too. Do you have any good spring training stories growing up in Phoenix? I'm sure your whole life you probably saw pro teams all around town when you were a kid.
Yeah, the spring training in Arizona is great. I've been to multiple games, sitting out in the grass field, out in the outfield, just chilling out there with my family or friends. And, they're super fun and relaxing to go to. But I haven't gone as much as I should. But yeah, I've definitely hit some spring training games.
And you stopped playing baseball like what, sophomore year, you said, or freshman year of high school?
I played freshman and sophomore year, and then I stopped playing junior senior year.
Were you a pitcher or were you a outfielder, infielder?
Yeah, my main position was pitching, and then I also played third and center field.
How hard did you throw a baseball?
My sophomore year, I hit 86. So
A lot of potential there. I mean,
yeah. So my coach, my baseball coach, did not want me to quit. So
and what are you height weight wise right now?
right now I'm probably 6'2", 212.
212. And did you gain some weight at Florida State? I mean, did the injury kind of affect anything when you were a freshman, like one way or the other with your size and strength?
Yeah, because I mean, I had 4 surgeries. I
Oh,
had 3 at Florida State, and then I went home in March, and I had another surgery in Arizona. And the first surgery I had, I lost a ton of weight. I dropped down to like 195. I was super skinny. And then my third surgery going into my fourth, January, February, and March, I was like 225 and I was just gaining a ton of weight. So finally, when summer hit, when I got cleared, I did not like the way I felt at 225. I just felt really chunky and just out of shape. So I started working really hard to get back down to where I want to be.
now your brother declared for the draft. Where's he working out at? Is he back in Phoenix throwing, or and did he play any draft All-Star games?
Yeah, so he was in Jacksonville training over there with the program, and he was there for a couple weeks, maybe a month, and then now he just got out to Vegas a couple days ago for the East West Shrine Bowl. So he's in practices right now, and he'll be playing in the East West Shrine Bowl. I'm pretty sure this Thursday.
Did Iowa State like try to reach out to you at all? I mean, was that just kind of a non-starter and you just kind of wanted to go your own way regardless?
I mean, I've been around those guys for 4 years. High school, I'm up there every game, and I'm super tight with the whole entire coaching staff. All the players, I know all the players. It's literally like my second team. I go up there at the facilities and just hang out and just watch practice. Like, I love being around those guys. And Coach Campbell's great. I went in his office and talked to him during this recruiting process when I went to one of my brother's games. And Campbell was just telling me, just go somewhere where my heart tells me, and that he really was pulling for me to go make a legacy somewhere else. And because my brother, he already created a legacy at Iowa State, and he wanted me to go create my own somewhere else. So,
Well, Chubba, looking forward to getting a chance to see you this. This has been a lot of fun. I know a lot of Husker fans have been interested to hear from you in an extended interview since you signed on here about 2 weeks ago. So we appreciate you taking some time here on Husker Chat Live.
yes, sir, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, that wraps it up here for this edition of Husker Chat Live. Once again, brought to you by Sandhills Global and powered by ABM. If you have equipment to sell it at auctiontime.com. For HuskerOnline.com, I'm Sean Callahan.